2018 Renault Megane Sport Tourer Review. The good points of Renault Megane Sport Tourer: attractive exterior styling, distinctive interior, lots of ordinary equipment, wide choice of efficient engines. The bad points of Renault Megane Sport Tourer: rivals offer more space, sporty GT model expensive, some plastics feel cheap. Take one glance at the Renault Megane Sport Tourer and there's no mistaking it for just about any other type of car. Sharp details, flowing lines and awareness of detail allow it to be instantly recognizable alongside its most direct rivals. And it's certainly got stiff competition. Price-wise, the Megane comes up against the likes from the Peugeot 308 SW, Hyundai i30 Tourer, Vauxhall Astra Sports Tourer and Seat Leon Street, but that's you cannot assume all. It also must fend off the Ford Focus estate, Volkswagen Golf estate and Skoda Octavia estate for compact wagon supremacy. It's in line with the common module family, CMF, platform that underpins many other Renault Nissan Alliance models, and is particularly built alongside the Kadjar SUV in Spain. Both longer reduced than its predecessor, there's more width involving the wheels front and back, which plays a role in its sportier stance. Renault Megane Sport Tourer engines. The Megane has a wide choice of familiar diesel and petrols, while a sporty GT model sits at the top of the pile with unique looks, a couple of more powerful engines and a few clever four-wheel steering technology. Mirroring the option of engines inside Megane hatch, based on the trim level the diesels cover anything from 110 horsepower to 165 horsepower. On the petrol front, there's single-2 litres turbocharged unit available, as the top-spec GT comes exclusively using a 205 horsepower 1.6 litre turbocharged motor along with a 7-speed DC dual-clutch gearbox. Style over space. The clue which the Megane Sport Tourer is much more style-focused is inside the name. Rivals such as Volkswagen Golf estate and Skoda Octavia estate don't have fashionable monikers and trump the Renault for outright space, with 600 litres of space available in both cases. A 521-litre capacity while using rear seats available means the Megane Sport Tourer actually features a slightly smaller boot than its predecessor. The seats do fold flat to show a large, square 1,504-litre load area, though. Modern, tech-laden interior. Inside, the Sport Tourer has got the same modern interior as being the hatchback. Even in entry-level Expression Plus trim it appears up-to-date and incorporates lots of normal equipment. Nevertheless, it's because you move up through Dynamic NAF, Dynamic S-NAF, Signature NAF and GT line NAF trims which you realize Renault has put a great deal of thought in the interior design. Top-level GT NAF designs include a unique look with extra blue detailing for the interior to mark it out one of several rest with the range. It all centers on the portrait touchscreen, on higher-spec models, much like the Volvo XC90, with simple controls and neat digital dials in higher-spec cars. On the whole, quality is a useful one, and it also certainly looks more interesting than plain arrivals. There's plenty of advanced safety equipment to be had too, with lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic high beam fitted as standard. Features like adaptive cruise control, autonomous emergency braking, and blind spot monitors can also be found. Latest deals from Buick are: Renault Megane 1.6 DC Dynamique, £7,499, or £130 each month. Renault Megane 1.5 DC 110 Dyno, £7,373, or £128 every month. See all deals on Renault Megane. Representative example: representative APR of 7.9% borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP type finance. The quantity payable could well be £250 30 days. having a total cost of credit of £1,483 as well as a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Bouire Car Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DP, GB09151058, can be a credit broker regulated by FCA, FRN:667368. The verdict. While compact estate cars aren't the most famous body style around, there's certainly many of them to select from. The Renault Megane Sport Tourer seems to blend stylish looks with practical reasonably well, plus it's for sale in a wide array of trim levels and which has a good collection of punchy engines. It also includes a distinctive interior to choose that extrovert styling, and models come using a generous number of equipment without having to raid your options list. The only black marks are the top-spec models are certainly expensive, and a lot of its rivals present you with a much roomier boot. Renault Megane Sport Tourer review to find out if it's the estate car in your case. Punchy, efficient DC diesels. Manual and EDC auto available. Top-spec petrol GT is quick. There's a full of 5 different engines available within the Sport Tourer. 2 turbocharged petrols and 3 diesels. A hybrid assist version in the lower-powered diesel is anticipated to join the Stove 2, which runs on the battery to enhance acceleration and efficiency. This setup is what you found within the Scenic and Grand Scenic MPVs. Megane Sport Tourette's petrol engines. All engines available inside Megane are ones within other Renault cars. Petrol power comes from a 60-minute 2-litre turbocharged petrol, badged 130, while a better 1.6-litre turbo's 205 powers kids topping GT. The 130 is available that has a choice of 6-speed manual or 7-speed EDC dual-clutch gearbox, even though the GT comes exclusively with all the latter. Performance fans will look towards its 205, which has a 0 to 62 miles per hour period of just 7.4 seconds and also a top speed of 143 miles per hour as a result of its 205 horsepower and 280 Nm of torque. That's 130, because name suggests, is included with 130 horsepower and can complete the 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint in 11.0 seconds, 11.7 seconds when fitted while using EDC gearbox, and search a top speed of 122 miles per hour, efficient Megane Sport Tourer DC diesel engines. Diesel fans are catered for, and all of are strong and efficient. A 1.5-litre DC 110 that has a manual gearbox starts the lineup with 110 horsepower and 260 Nm of torque, 250 Nm with all the EDC, efficient at completing the 0 to 62 miles per hour dash in 11.6 seconds. If you wish more power than that, the 1.6-litre DC 130 gives a 20 horsepower hike, plus 320 Nm of torque as well as a 0 to 62 miles per hour use of 10.6 seconds. Its CO2 emissions consist of just 96 grams/km to 104 grams/km, information on which is usually found from the running costs section. A more robust 165 horsepower diesel, badged DC 165 unsurprisingly, joined the lineup in 2017 associated with top-spec GT trim. The 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint is covered in 8.9 seconds, and yes, it'll continue on to reach a 133 miles per hour top speed, and comes exclusively having a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission called EDC, efficient dual-clutch. Megane Sport Tourer gearboxes. Not all engines consist of both kinds of gearboxes, to keep buyers on their toes. Its 130 and DC 110 engines come which has a choice of 6-speed manual and 7-speed EDC auto gearboxes, as you move the top-spec GT comes just using the EDC self-shifter, whether you select diesel or petrol. If you desire the DC 130, it only comes using the manual. The manual gearbox is accurate enough and straightforward to slot into gear, which is nice because you should work it harder inside lower powered engines. The only issue may be the long throw, that can take away slightly in the involving driving experience. The gear lever itself can seem to be a little flimsy and cheap, too. We tried the EDC gearbox from the warm GT model and located it to be slightly indecisive, a minimum of when we pushed on in sport mode. It held on to gears a little too long on occasion and then changed up too rapidly at others. Flicking to manual mode while using the cheap-feeling paddles could be the better option if you would like to apply it as a performance car. Agile handling. Good body control. Multi-sense driving modes. For a practical estate car, the Megane Sport Tourer demonstrates very tidy handling, just like the Megane hatches depending on. The steering is lacking in outright feel, but it really is well weighted and accurate, which inspires confidence on faster, twisting roads. Body roll is kept in order very well, which can be impressive if you think about the car's comfort-oriented suspension setup in regular models. The Sport Tourer feels light on its feet despite its size, meaning there's fun that can be had on country roads. Granted, it's quite a bit less involving like a Ford Focus Estate or Seatley on street, however it's not far off, and strikes a terrific balance between fun and comfort. If you choose the Sport Tourer in GT trim, it is sold with Renault's 4Control 4-wheel steering system. At low speeds the corner wheels turn from the opposite direction for the front wheels to further improve maneuverability, while at higher speeds they move inside the same direction to help you stability. It's competent at lower speeds to generate the Megane feel more agile out, but at higher speeds it can make the rear in the car feel slightly disconnected through the front. At first, you might also finding yourself getting to be corners and roundabouts a tad too keenly, having to straighten up, and correcting slightly because the car dives into the turn. It takes some adjusting. Multi-sense driving modes. To tweak the driving experience in your preference, Renault's multi-sense driving modes are offered to choose from, including neutral, sport, comfort, eco and perso, that allows you to personalize your mode. By selecting these different modes, alterations are made for the engine response, steering weight, aircon, engine sound, ambient lighting and digital instrument display, together with EDC calibration where this gearbox is equipped. For many people in everyday driving, leaving it in neutral or comfort could be the best choice. Distinctive dashboard layout. Touch screen may take getting used to. Slick dials and simple to get comfortable. On the head of it, the Megane is unlike most of their rivals inside. High-spec models consist of an 8.7-inch R-Link 2 portrait-oriented touchscreen that dominates the center console and controls all in the car's functions. It looks great and is particularly very easy to make use of once you get used on the various menus available. It's certainly more user-friendly compared to the smaller screen setup in lesser models, as well as other cars in Renault's lineup. The only concern we have now is together with the area all around the screen which accumulates fingerprints quickly. There undoubtedly are a few touch-sensitive areas to quickly go on the home screen or change any driver assistance settings, nonetheless it's game over as soon because you touch it that has a greasy finger. You'll be cleaning it for weeks. This screen, in combination together with the slick digital dials in position on a conventional instrument panel, definitely makes the inside with the Sport Tourer feel modern and slick inside. Plastics are largely top quality. The top from the dash and door panels are soft and squidgy, but other parts lower down the within are a bit scratchier. We've seen worse, though. Also it's readily available a comfortable driving position due to a good selection of adjustment within the seat and controls. Excellent ride quality on regular Megane SDs. GT designs include a stiffer, harsher setup. Refinement is superb on the whole. As we've seen within the Megane hatch, the Sport Tourer strikes a superb balance between comfort and driver fun. The ride is supple and cozy, even over rougher surfaces. Refinement in any way speeds is kept in check. It's an unwinding car to pay time in the event you go for a model that doesn't have huge alloy wheels. Sportier GT designs include a stiffer suspension setup and people larger rims, so these are generally prone to crashing over harsher bumps from the road, while road noise is usually more pronounced. However, the supportive and cozy sports seats help consider the edge off somewhat. 6 trim levels. Lots of ordinary equipment. Something to entice all. The Megane Sport Tourer gets the same trim level lineup as being the hatch and is particularly largely in step with other Renault models. That means Expression Plus kicks off the product range, moving around Dynamic nav, Dynamic S nav, Signature nav, GT Line nav and tops out at GT nav. Standard Renault Megane Sport Tourer equipment. The Megane Sport Tourer range starts with Expression Plus trim, nonetheless it's still generously equipped for the investment. It includes 16-inch alloy wheels, LED daytime running lights, DAB radio, Bluetooth phone connectivity, aircon, cruise control, tire pressure monitoring, electric windows all round, step nearly dynamic nav 4, automatic lights and wipers, rear parking sensors, digital speedometer, a 7.0-inch landscape touchscreen, sat-nav, dual-zone climate control, keyless entry, Renault's multi-sense driving modes, ambient lighting, VisioPack. This adds lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic high beam. Dynamic S-nav steps it down a notch with parking sensors all round and also a reversing camera. 17-inch diamond cut alloys, darker tinted rear windows, an 8.7-inch portrait touchscreen. For more luxury, Signature nav is included with 18-inch alloy wheels, LED headlights, black leather upholstery, auto-dimming rear-view mirror, Nappa leather controls. If you wish sporty looks, however, the availability of all engines, you'll want GT line. It has sportier GT-specific bumpers, unique 17-inch alloy wheels, sports seats, GT line badges across the car with silver trim for the mirrors and rear diffuser. GT nav sits at the top on the range with all the same body kit in the GT line, but adds 18-inch alloys, 4-control 4-wheel steering, Renault Sport door sills, parking camera, as well as front and back parking sensors, 8.7-inch R-Link 2 infotainment system, Renault Megane Sport Tourer optional extras. Renault has bundled the vast majority of optional extras into packs to hold things simple, many of which are on particular trims only. Examples include Parking Pack Premium, hands-free parking, 360-degree parking sensors and blind spot warning. Safety Pack Premium, adaptive cruise control, distance warning and autonomous emergency braking. Horizon Pack, sunroof and auto-dimming mirrors. Look Packs, differs between models but helps to make the car look such as the trim above. Bose Pack, Bose subwoofer upgrade. Alcantara Packs, 2 different alternatives available on GT line and GT nav trims. Not specifically tested by EuroNCAP. Megane hatch received 5 stars. Long list of normal safety kits. The Megane hatch has strong safety credentials which has a 5-star EuroNCAP safety rating. As such, and even though the Sport Tourer specifically hasn't been tested, the estate must be a very safe car to operate a vehicle in. Adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, blind spot warning, autonomous emergency braking, safe distance warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic high beam assist are typical available around the Megane, a lot of which are standard, too. We've tested cars with nearly all of this equipment fitted and, even though it can interfere excessive and customize the driving experience, the Megane systems are very integrated, easy to utilize and not normally too intrusive. plenty of room for front occupants. Most are going to be comfy within the rear, too. Taller adults may go through the pinch with headroom. Space inside Megane Sport Tourer isn't quite up to your standard set because of the VW Golf Estate, Skoda Octavia Estate or Vauxhall Astra Sports Tourer. Rear space is better than within the hatch on account of a slightly higher and longer roof line, however it's still quite sloped so taller passengers might be just a little tight for space. Legroom is great, though, and front seat passengers have many room to loosen up too. Naturally, the Sport Tourer is longer compared to Megane hatch where it's spaced, but it really doesn't feel too unwieldy to operate a vehicle. It's a short while, nor too wide, so using it about proves no issue in relation to narrow roads or tight car parks, plus the accessibility of all-round parking sensors and self-parking aids this further. Boot space is 521 litres together with the rear seats constantly in place. That's almost exactly the same because the car it replaced. This trails the VW Golf Estate's 605 litres, the Skoda Octavia's 610 litres plus the Vauxhall Astra Sport Tourer's 540 litres. Access is great though, because of a low, wide opening. With the back seats folded, space increases to at least 1,504 litres. It's very easy to fold them as a result of levers within the boot, whilst the parcel shelf may be stowed within the boot floor, which itself may be adjusted into a lower level if preferred. There's fashionable neat divider that pops up in the boot floor to split the top and back from the boot to prevent items sliding around excessive.